So if he surrendered to 100%, Krishna is 100% with him. But he surrendered 50%, Krishna is 50%. According to one's desire, Krishna reciprocates. And in this particular Sanatana Dharma and spirituality, the religious life is different and the spiritual life is different. The religious life is not considered as a spiritual life. Religious life is do good, speak good, act in the moral way. But spirituality is different from this pious life. Spirituality is above the religious life. It breaks all the rules and regulations, so called. And therefore, what Krishna is stated, what Krishna desires, that a devotee has to do. Even if he has inclination to do or he has no inclination to do that activity. Just like Arjuna did not want to fight. He has attachment to his kinsmen, his brothers, his relatives and so forth. But Krishna said, you have to fight for religion. If you fight, then you will win the war, not only but you will be victorious and you will be famous over the world. And this war is particularly for the benefit of the people who are on the side of dharma. It is a war between the religion and irreligion. So that is what then Arjuna decided, okay Krishna, I understand. When my uncle, when my grandfather, Bhishmadev will die, they will have a newer body. And I'm attached to those bodies, what I will gain after killing this my uncle and so my teacher. So what I will gain? But if you say that is a fight between the religion and irreligion, then I will ready to fight. And he started fight. In the last sloka he says, I understand your message and I act according to your will. And Krishna before he says, Ethe chasi tatha kuru. I spoken this knowledge to you, now it's your desire to act according to my will or your will. That is a spirituality that Krishna has given us the free will to act. To act for Krishna's pleasure or to act for one's pleasure. That depends upon one's inclination from within, what you want. In the initial stage, like Dhruva Maharaj, when he approached his mother Suniti, when his father, he kicked out him from his lap, when Dhruva Maharaj is about to sit on the lap of his father, Swayambhu Manu, then his stepmother Suruchi said, you cannot sit to your father's lap because you are not born from my womb. Get out. So he was a Kshatriya and he was so angry with that mood. He was so disturbed. And he approached his mother, Suniti, and he said, my stepmother has kicked me out. And she said, you have to take birth from my womb, then you have right to sit on your father's lap. What is this? I can't bear this insult. He said, yes, my dear son, because your father loves Suruchi so much so if you want to have a greater kingdom, then you approach the Supreme Lord, who is Lord Krishna, who is Lord Vishnu, and perform devotional service. By pleasing the Supreme Lord, he will award you a greater position rather than your father or your father's father, Brahmaji. So then he approached, while on his way to Madhuban, Narada Muni intervened here and Narada Muni said, oh Dhruva, you are so young. Why you are so angry? It is a time to play, to eat and to relax. Forget about these things. And go and, study the scripture, study the shastra, study the school books and eat and be happy. Say, no, if you want to tell me the absolute truth, how I can approach the Lord, then please come. Otherwise you go out. Brahma was so strict. He wanted the goal of his life. But the goal was not a spiritual goal. His goal was a material goal. He wanted the kingdom greater than his great-grandfather. Rather than the Swayambhu Manu, his father's Brahmaji. Swayambhu's father was a Brahmaji. And he wanted the greater kingdom rather than the Brahma. A separate loka, Satya Loka like. So then he performed 6 months of austerity. 2 months he had just eaten the roots and some fruits in the jungle. And then after 2 months he was eating or he's taking the water little bit. 3 days, once 3 days he take little water. And in the last 2 months he was just taking the life air once upon a time. Within 6 days, once upon a time, in the complete samadhi state. And after performing these austerities, because of his austerities, the air in the whole universe has stopped because it's pressure of his, the thumb. And then all demigods and Brahmaji approaching Lord Vishnu. That's what is happening, that we can't have breathing problem, no circulation of air. He said, my devotee Dhruva was performing austerity, and because of his pressure on the earth, that air circulation has stopped. Then what is solution? He said, I will cure this. And Lord Vishnu approached Dhruva and said, Dhruva, I am pleased with your devotion, and he has given darshan. When Dhruva has taken darshan of Lord Vishnu with conch shell and club and hand, lotus and everything, he saw the beautiful face of the Lord with like lotus face, crown on the head, pitambari, Vaijanti mala, and all his limbs and all body were effulgent like a sun, thousands of suns effulgence. Like. And after seeing this beautiful darshan, he was mesmerized and he said, my dear Lord, actually he was speechless by seeing this darshan, but when Krishna put forth his conch shell on the head of Dhruva Maharaj, then he said, he was praying to the Lord, actually I came to ask you for a material prosperity, material wealth, but you are like a crushed jewel. There is nothing important than your darshan or your seva. I hanker for the broken piece of glasses, which is like a material wealth. So I didn't want this broken piece of glasses. I want you, my dear Lord. He was Artharthi that time. But Artharthi has converted into a pure devotion. He said, I will award you a 36,000 years of life, and you will be the king of a separate loka, Dhruva Loka. A separate loka is given to Dhruva Maharaj. He said, if you give me this Aishwarya, this opulence, then I will fall down from that position. I will be a common man like you. What about my austerities? What about my purification? He said, don't worry, Dhruva, because you have purified yourself. Even if you get the immense wealth, you will not be disturbed by that wealth. You will not be allured by that wealth. So he has given this wealth and kingdom, everything, and you rule the kingdom and teach the citizens the path of knowledge, the path of light. And you will not fall down, I will assure you. Then Dhruva accepted this. The point is that before asking some material wealth, Krishna is testing the devotee whether he wants the opulence without devotion or with devotion. If he wanted that opulence for using Krishna's service, then Krishna awarded him. But he just want the opulence, like he want the source of pleasure, Sita Maharani, but he didn't want Rama to perform due service of Lord Ramchandra. Then this demonic propensity in the heart, Krishna kicks away. He can't get it. Or sometimes he get it, but he becomes so distressed by getting that wealth also. That is the mood of a devotee, whether to ask first the wealth or to ask for the devotion. If somebody comes to temple, he is asking for money, नौकरी नहीं है, घर नहीं है, खेती का प्रॉब्लम चल रहा है, कोर्ट ये चल रहा है, तो भगवान बोलते हैं मेरे भक्तों से मिलो, तो आपका सोल्यूशन दे देंगे. फिर भक्त बोलते हैं अच्छा ये प्रॉब्लम है, क्या वो प्रॉब्लम है, तो कथा के सुनो, कीर्तन करो, थोड़ा मंदिर में सेवा करो, चैंटिंग करो, ये सब करो. तो बोलता है कि हाँ ठीक है, लेकिन मेरा वो कोर्ट का प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगा ना सॉल्व. हाँ चैंटिंग करो, हो जाएगा. ऐसा भक्त लोग बोलते हैं चैंटिंग में लगाने के लिए. होगा नहीं होगा भगवान को मालूम, लेकिन चैंटिंग में लगाना किसी उद्देश्य से. तो चैंटिंग में लगाते हैं, 1 2 माला 4 माला 5 माला करते हैं, उसका धीरे धीरे प्रॉब्लम से वो आउट हो जाता है. फिर भक्ति का टेस्ट मिला तो उसको लगता है कि प्रॉब्लम है नहीं है, कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा, लेकिन मुझे भगवान का आशीर्वाद मिल गया, मुझे वो चैंटिंग का टेस्ट मिल गया. 4 माला से 8 माला 10 माला 12 माला 16 माला तक आ जाता है. फिर बोलता है कि भगवान आपकी इच्छा, प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करना है करो, नहीं करना है नहीं करो, वो मुझे कुछ नहीं कि ये भक्ति नहीं छोड़ना है. What Krishna says when Lord Chaitanya is speaking this material world, he says, Ami Vigya, I am intelligent, this is a fool, you are a fool. You don't know what to ask for Krishna, but I am intelligent, so I will award the devotion unto my lotus feet, I will award my name, and he will forget all his material desires. That is the Supreme Lord. He's like a well-wisher of all living entities. But other demigods, they will award you the material benefits, the money, the position, the power, the prestige, everything, what you anchor for. But they didn't care for you. That is what the Supreme Lord is, like a father of all living entities. A father never misguides his son. He is always the well-wisher. इसलिए भगवान के पास आना, बाकी देवताओं के पास नहीं जाना, ये शास्त्र कहता है, भगवद गीता कहता है कि वन हू सरेंडर्स टू मी, आई विल प्रोटेक्ट हिम. He will not fall down from his position. क्षिप्रम धर्मात्मा शाश्वत शांति निगच्छति कौन्तेह प्रतिजान नमे भक्त पड़ती. My devotees will never perish. Arjuna declared it boldly. He will not fall down. क्यों? पैसा मिल गया तो लोग क्या करते हैं? नशापान करना, मांस करना, जुआ खेलना, विचार करना. बहुत ऊपर गए ना, घमंड आ जाता है. तो उस घमंड से कब नीचे पटक देगी माया भगवान की, पता नहीं चलेगा. Because Krishna is not protecting, and Krishna's energy is that. माया शक्ति भगवान की है ना. तो भौतिक जो वर है देने वाले देवता लोग बहुत हैं, वो दे देंगे, लेकिन there is no protection. And Krishna is the only one. When he gives some benediction, then he assures the protection also. What simply one has to do, one has to purify oneself first. मुझे शुद्ध होना है. शुद्ध होने के पश्चात जो कुछ प्राप्त होगा उसको बुद्धि होगी कि that should be properly used in the Krishna service, because Lakshmi is of course Krishna's property. It is not mine property. By chanting Krishna's holy name, by serving Krishna's devotees, by serving spiritual master, by serving the deities in the home also, he is completely purified and he is completely attached to the devotees of the Lord. And then Lord awards because he is a grateful son. Krishna is testing all of us that we simply should be a grateful son, obedient son, honest son, devoted son. What my father likes, I have to do. What my father dislikes, I don't have any inclination to watch the movies, to eat in the restaurants, to go to the clubs, night clubs, or in the cricket matches to saw, to make a time pass of life. And my father did not want it. Anukulena Krishna Anushiranam Bhakti Uttama. That is what bhakti means. What is favorable to yourself is that one has to do. लेकिन भक्ति में आने के पश्चात सारे लोग इसको तैयार नहीं होते ना. कुछ लोग अपना चैंटिंग करके काम हो गया, भक्ति छोड़ देते हैं, है ना. शुरू में आते हैं 10 माला, 8 माला, 12 माला, 16 माला भी करते हैं. लेकिन 16 माला में उसका कोर्ट का प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो गया, उसका घर बन गया, उसके बच्चे हो गए, विदेश चले गए, या पैसा बहुत आ गया, इतना बिजी हो गया, बोलता है टाइम ही नहीं मंदिर में आने के लिए. एंड ही लेफ्ट आउट भक्ति. द भक्ति is so dynamic that cannot be attained by one's intelligence, smartness, or what we call skills, or competence, or influence, anything in terms of material. The bhakti is the only causeless mercy of the devotee on the living entities. It is special benediction. When you come in contact with the devotees, and devotees by his knowledge pierce your heart with the bhakti. He is piercing your heart with the knowledge, thoughts of knowledge. Then that bhakti enters into the heart, and when you hear again and again, and perform some service, then that bhakti cultivates into a love of devotion to Krishna. Otherwise, if you are in your home and chanting Krishna and never come as devotees, and you are saying that now I got Krishna's Bhagavad Gita and Krishna's deity in the home, I can chant the holy name, I can see Krishna's deity, I can perform some dhoop and deep and agarbatti and something he says. And it's okay, I can read Bhagavad Gita. But you are breaking yourself, You are accelerating, but simultaneously putting your leg on the brake. Accelerator भी चालू है, ब्रेक भी चालू है, गाड़ी आगे बढ़ेगी? नहीं बढ़ेगी. तो वैसा है, चैंटिंग चल रहा है लेकिन गाड़ी आगे नहीं बढ़ रही. The love does not manifest. To manifest the love, one has to come in the association and serve the devotees in the humble mood. Humility. Humility से ज्ञान आ जाता है, नम्रता से ज्ञान आ जाता है. That is the only way to serve humbly. I am the servant of the servant of the Son. That is what Bhakti is teaching. Bhakti is not teaching you are the servant of Krishna. Bhakti is teaching you are the servant means you are the devotee of the devotees of Krishna. भक्तों का भक्त बनना चाहिए. This is the first category. Artha, I had given the example of Dhruva Maharaj. Artharthi, we cannot say the example of Pandavas, but you can consider it also. Pandavas were in distress condition with Duryodhana and company, did not give an inch of land. They were thrown out from the kingdom, banished. And Krishna was on the side of the Pandavas, and he intervened to Duryodhana and company and said, please give some 5 lands, 5 villages to this Pandavas. He said, no. I cannot give an inch of land to Pandavas. So Krishna said, the war is inevitable. It is sure that the dharma is flourishing, so it is sure you all will be killed. And he told to Arjuna and all Pandavas that now you make ready, this war should happen. Be ready for the war. So then Pandavas, they were not hankering for this wealth or kingdom, but Krishna wanted that there should be a justice. We are always saying, I want justice, I want justice. Why there is no justice in the material world? Why Krishna is not giving justice? But to have justice on your side, you should be on the side of the Pandavas. You should be side on the dharma. If you are following dharma, then you have a right to say, oh, Krishna is surely giving justice. You can't blame Krishna why there is no justice, why there is no justice, why there is no justice. Justice is always there, but you have patiently, wait patiently, act according to Krishna's will. And the time will come that Krishna will do a miracle. जैसे साधु का प्रवृत्ति है ना, साधु का प्रवृत्ति की अपने आप से भगवान का कंट्रोल नहीं करना. भगवान कंट्रोलर है समझ के हमको भगवान का पेशेंटली वेट करना. Whatever things are happening, that Krishna is the observer, Krishna is the doer, and Krishna is the maintainer of everything. भगवान करेंगे, इतना क्या घाई है ना. थोड़ा wait patiently, you act as per your dharma. And then wait patiently, then Krishna will kick out whatever unfavorability of service. भगवान बोलते हैं कि अरे ये फेयरवेल चीज करो. बोलते हैं चाय छोड़ना, उसके लिए चाय तो इतना मैं जिंदगी भर चाय पीता आ रहा हूँ, 10 कप चाय होती है, अभी चाय कैसे छोड़ना. फिर लहसुन प्याज छोड़ना, वो लहसुन प्याज तो मुझे बहुत पसंद है. कांदा पोहा खाते हैं ना, भजी खाते हैं, कांदा भजी वो कैसे छोड़ना है. ये भगवान खुशी बोलते हैं, कांदा भजी छोड़ दो, है ना, मिर्ची छोड़ दो, तीखा खाना छोड़ दो, सात्विक फूड खाओ, मुझे ऑफरिंग करके खाओ. ये सब मुश्किल है. तो भगवान का आज्ञा हमारे लिए है. द sanctified food which nourishes the soul, which nourishes the intelligence. बुद्धि को चलाना है ना, आपके स्विच ऑन करना है उसको. तो बुद्धि को थोड़ा बराबर बनाना पड़ेगा ना, माइंड को कंट्रोल करने के लिए बुद्धि को ताकतवर बनाना है. तो स्ट्रांग बनाने के लिए द हाइजेनिक फूड विच इज nourishable to the soul, that food Krishna allows to eat. Offer it to me. भगवान खाते वो नहीं कि जो आप खाते होटल का. भगवान जिसमें प्रेम डाला है वो स्वीकार करते हैं. इसलिए यदि आप भगवान को ऑफर करना चाहते हैं तो ये सब जो भगवान को डिजायरेबल नहीं है वो छोड़ के ऑफर करना चाहिए. एंड स्टार्ट ईटिंग दैट फूड विच इज ऑफर्ड टू कृष्ण. देन यू नेवर हैव अ टेस्ट टू ईट द आउटसाइड फूड इन द रेस्टोरेंट्स. Whatever the hotel Taj is there, or maybe Pune hotels, different Lee Meridian and so on. सबने टेस्ट किया होगा पहले बड़े बड़े होटल्स में. लेकिन अभी किसी का जाने का इच्छा है आप में से जो कृष्णा कॉन्शियस को प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं? किसी का इच्छा नहीं है. दैट इज द मिरेकल कृष्णा कैन डू. इसलिए हमको भगवान का सुनना, और जब ये मिल जाता है हायर टेस्ट, विषय निर्वर्त निराधीना रसो वर्जम रसाप से परम दृष्टा निवर्तते. When Krishna gives a special test in the holy name, his darshan, his kirtan, his prasadam, his association of wonderful devotees, then we don't have inclination to go and gossip elsewhere, to meet the friends, talk, this and that subject. We are completely satisfied with Krishna Katha, Krishna's holy name, Krishna's darshan. And that is the need of the soul actually. The soul is hankering for that. And that if food is given to the soul, then soul never hankers for anything. There's one story when somebody approached to Krishna's temple and he said, "My Lord, you are standing in the temple, you don't have any activity like me. I'm the priest in the temple, I have to do this cleaning and cutting vegetables and offering to you and maintaining everything temple. But what else you are doing? You're just standing in the temple and playing the flute. क्या भगवान हम लोगों का मजाक उड़ाते हैं? बोला ऐसा है क्या? थोड़ा मेरा ऊपर आके देखो मैं क्या करता हूँ. हाँ आसान है, मैं ऊपर खड़ा रहूँगा, आप नीचे खड़ा रहो, हमारा भी देखो क्या सेवा चलता है, करके देखो हमारा सेवा. बोले हाँ आपका सेवा मैं करता हूँ, मेरा सेवा आप करो, ठीक है ना? बोले हाँ ठीक है, लेकिन एक कंडीशन है. क्या? कुछ बोलना नहीं, चुपचाप सेवा करना, कुछ बोलना नहीं. भगवान बनना है ना, तो मैं जैसे चुपचाप बैठता हूँ वैसे आपको चुपचाप बैठना है, कुछ बोलना नहीं. बोले हाँ ठीक है, मंजूर है, कोई टेंशन नहीं, बोलना नहीं तो. So there are three devotees, one by one there came. The first devotee came and he was in a distressed condition and he wanted some relief from that. He was praying to the Lord, please relieve me from this and that. I'm so packed up in court matters. Maybe I will put in the jail. Please relieve me from this distress. So the Lord, the Nakli Lord, fake Lord, he was observing and he said, दर्शन किया चला गया. वो क्या देने वाला है, पुजारी है ना, वो चला गया. लेकिन जाते समय उसका पर्स नीचे गिर गया जमीन पे. दूसरा व्यक्ति आ गया, उसने पर्स उठा लिया, जेब में डाला, भगवान को प्रार्थना की, भगवान मुझे पैसा चाहिए, पैसा चाहिए. अच्छा वो आपने मुझे पैसा दे दिया, आप कितने दयालु हो, मुझे जो चाहिए मिल गया, थैंक यू वेरी मच. वो चला गया. तीसरा व्यक्ति आ गया, अब ये नकली लॉर्ड जो देख रहा था सब. तीसरा व्यक्ति आ गया, ही सॉ was taken darshan of Krishna, and in meantime the police were behind him and he arrested and he put into jail. And now this fake Lord, he was observing three things. The first has came, the purse was dropped on the floor, and the second has come and he has put this purse and put in his pocket, and the third one he has arrested. What is this going on? And he said, my dear Lord, how can I stop? I had to speak because it's injustice. And he spoke. He went to the police station. He said, I will tell you the story, what real things are happening. And he told everything. What has happened, whose purse was dropped, who has taken that purse, and who is put in the jail. And after the dilemma is over, the Lord, original Lord, he approached this Pujari and he said, hey, I said you don't talk, and why did you speak to the police station and all these people? What you made this drama? He said, yes, why can't I stop? I had seen the injustice, he's put into jail. So see, I will tell you the secret of this. So what the Lord is doing, you don't know what is the Lord's plan. The first one came for in distress condition. And he wanted to relieve from, he has a plenty of money, he don't want the money. There's lots of money. And he came for peace of mind. And I had given him peace of mind, and he dropped his purse by my will. And the second one has come for the money. He has a peace of mind, but he don't have wealth. He's hankering for wealth. And he has taken this person, I had given him purse, and he went out. The third one is on a journey to Western countries, and on that day he is supposed to die on the journey. And because I prolonged his journey, he came to my feet, and I blessed him, I will protect you. And so I put him into jail for one night so that he can miss his flight. Right? So by that time the flight has missed out and he saved his life. And this fake Lord, he said, my dear Lord, it's very difficult to understand how miraculous you are playing. So sorry, please be on my side, I will be in the Pujari side, you can go and you can sit. So the Lord's plan cannot be understood by a common man. What Lord wanted to give for a conditioned soul, that His will, when and what and how much, He has His own will. We can't say, oh, बाजू वाले को 4 BHK दे दिया और मैं इतना पूजा अर्चा करता हूँ, मुझे 2 BHK नहीं मिल रहा है, 1 BHK लिए मुझे इतना झंझट करना पड़ता है, मुझे 1 BHK नहीं मिलता, उसको 4 BHK दे दिया, वो कोई मंदिर में आता ही नहीं है. Is there injustice? होता है कैसे? होता है ना ऐसे, जगत में ऐसे चलता है ना। जो मंदिर में नहीं आते, पूजा अर्चा नहीं करते, उनके पास बहुत वेल्थ है, और जो मंदिर में आते हैं, पूजा अर्चा करते हैं, दे आर फाइटिंग फॉर डेली फूड ऑल्सो समटाइम्स। हम बोलते भगवान को कि ये जगत में सारा इंजस्टिस है, कोई भगवान कंट्रोल है नहीं है। बट बिफोर स्टडिंग दिस वी हैव टू स्टडी द 4 kinds of people. Dushkrutano, the class of demonic, how they are gaining the wealth by legal ways, adharmic, and what the result of that wealth, where their children's, where their dependents are happy, where they are in the saintly association, they are glorified by the saintly people, this Dushkruta class of people. They have good thoughts, they have good habits, they do welfare for the other peoples. They call the people and sit in my home and have prasadam and a kirtan. They worship the sadhu, they worship the deities, they worship in the home. Saintly people, no. Demonic class is completely different from the divine class. May they have the opulence in this material world. The real opulence is Krishna in the home. In the Ramayana time, all the Ayodhya was worshipping Lord Ramchandra. They had so much love for the Lord Ramchandra. When Ramchandra went to the forest, he was vanished, 14 years, exiled. Then all Ayodhyavasis went behind him. How can I bear separation from my Lord? He is in the forest for 14 years and we are in our homes eating, sleeping. How can we stay without Rama? We don't want this wealth, we don't want this facility. It's complete love for Krishna, complete love for Lord Ramchandra. So, our main concern is we are not after material happiness. We are after spiritual happiness. What my Lord is happy. Make him happy. Prabhupada was happy in Vrindavan when chanting in the Radha temple. But his Guru Maharaj ordered him to spread Krishna consciousness to the Western world and preach in English language. He went for that. And has given Krishna to everyone. Distress, inquisitive or knowledgeable or want of wealth, everyone. And then when he met to Henry Ford's son, what is his name? Henry Ford's son? Alfred Ford, yes. He met to Alfred Ford. And Alfred Ford was in distressed condition. His father went away from this world, passed away. And Prabhupada was instructing him, he never died. Your father is alive. And he opened the Gita and he said, we are not these bodies, we are the spirit soul. Dehi nosmyatha dehi komaram yavanam tatha dehantam dhirastramayati. That the soul which is dhirastatra, unbewildered, in the time of leaving this body is unbewildered. He said, no, how can I attain this stage? So practice Gita in your life. There is no bewilderment in this material world. Equipoise condition. And I was hearing Bhagavad from Srila Prabhupada, and then he said, oh, this is the absolute knowledge. I have seen the ocean of money, lots of money, but there is no peace of mind with this huge money. And when he came to India and he was addressing on the cross Maidan to all the Indians, he said, I had seen the ocean of money, but there is no kind of peace. So I sincerely suggest you, humbly suggest you, please follow Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita as it is. This can give you real happiness, the real goal of your life. And not this body, the spirit soul. If you follow this Bhagavad Gita, then you attain the real peace, fulfillment of your life, happiness and all these things, joy. And then he spread Krishna consciousness in the Western world also, in India also. He got married to a Bengali woman, And then now he is like a sannyasi, a spiritual practitioner, Alfred Ford, whose name later given by Amrish Ford. So those who are very, very rich, they also came to Krishna consciousness, jigyasu, inquisitive. Maybe some distress is there in everyone's life, not like that. Everyone is without distress, but there is a higher inclination to understand this absolute truth. And Jnani, one who is in the previous stage, practiced Krishna consciousness, and Krishna had given him a birth in such a virtuous family, a Brahmin family, or a rich family where from the beginning he has immense wealth, everything in the home. Now his only duty is to worship the Supreme Lord, go back to Godhead, like Birla. Somebody born in a rich family where Krishna temples are there. The father, mother is worshipping the Krishna. And now his duty is to just, give donations to the sadhus, worship sadhus, follow chanting, hearing all the scriptural rules and regulations. And in that lifetime, because spreading this Krishna consciousness like Alfred Ford also, Krishna will award him back to Godhead. There is one gentleman whose name was George Harrison. He met to Srila Prabhupada in London. He just heard the Prabhupada steps, Hare Krishna Mahamantra. He was before chanting the material songs and lakhs of people were dancing in front of him. And we heard this Hare Krishna tape. He literally was, not amazed, he was mad after that song. Continuously it is coming from his head, somebody speaking like chanting the mantra. And he was mesmerized with this song. And he said, what is this song? I sing lot of songs, but this song is transcendental. It cannot be compared with thousands of songs. And he met to Srila Prabhupada and said, I heard your tape and that tape, I can't forget it out. It is continuously bombarding my mind and I am chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. What is this song? And then Prabhupada taught him what Lord Chaitanya has come is given the medicine of the holy name. And this medicine is curing the disease of conditioned life. And what are the characteristics of a unconditioned soul and a conditioned soul? And how you are liberating by chanting this, and how you are getting the peace of mind and happiness. And then he said, Prabhupada, I wanted to surrender my life to your lotus feet. Please allow me. And to make a, shaven head and dhoti, kurta and everything. Prabhupada said, no. Wherever you are, you just chant the holy name and lakhs of people will dance by chanting the holy name. And later on, he had written 200 to 300 songs on Krishna. And chanting those songs, chanting the holy name. He had lots of tapes on Hare Krishna Mahamantra in different tunes. And he had given 7 acres of land in London, UK at that time, 1970s. And he made a golden palace for Srila Prabhupada's Mandir, Golden Palace. His name is Golden Palace, look at the banner. And Prabhupada said, your name itself signifies you are Hari's son, means you are Hari's son. Hari is Lord Krishna. Hari's son in English. Now your life is fulfilled. In this lifetime you will achieve Krishna without doubt. I bless you. He is the man who had given $5,000 at the beginning when Prabhupada wanted to print the Krishna book, the pastimes of Krishna, Dwarka, Uttara and Vrindavan. And somebody approached to George Harrison and said, Prabhupada is asking for some donations. And he had no money to print this book. It's a wonderful book. Then he said, okay, whatever the money needed, I can give it. Then he donated $5,000. And in the cover page, if you open, George Harrison has written some words about this book. And if you read that book, he has written in that para that everyone is looking for the happiness, but no one knows the real happiness where it lies. Somebody is looking for the happiness in earning the money or parties or making the big bank balance or building the buildings or buying the cars, eating the restaurants. But the real happiness lies in Krishna is the Supreme Person of Godhead. By worshipping Krishna, by chanting about His name, by dedicating one's life to Krishna, one can achieve the real peace. Very nice has written Krishna book if you open the book and you read. So this George Harrison became the pure devotee of Krishna by association with Srila Prabhupada. So that is everyone has a chance, whether he is born in India or the West, this country, that color, this color, this gender, that gender, little or older. But everyone has a chance to come to Krishna consciousness and purified oneself, attend Krishna's law. But Krishna has some reservation, whom to give pure devotion, whom not to give pure devotion. Because इसमें लिखा है ना कि भगवान की कृपा से या शुद्ध भक्त की कृपा से उनको भगवान का बोध हो जाता है, साकार भगवान का भोग हो जाता है। जब आर्त जिज्ञासु ज्ञानी धन की छिड़कने वाले समस्त भौतिक इच्छाओं से मुक्त हो जाते हैं और जब वे यह भली भांति समझ जाते हैं कि भौतिक आसक्ति से आध्यात्मिक उन्नति का कोई सरोकार नहीं है, तो वे शुद्ध भक्त बन जाते हैं। Many women, Prabhupada disciples, they are grahasthas, but they become the pure devotees, they are the preachers, they are the gurus, the Shiksha gurus. They become pure devotees by just following the Srila Prabhupada instructions, teachings. So anyone has a chance in Kali Yuga to purify oneself by chanting this whole name, worshipping Krishna and worshipping the deities in the home, educating ourselves. So that is what this bhakti is meant for. Otherwise, all other processes, karma yoga, jnana yoga, ashtanga yoga, brahma jnana, these all processes are meant for to attain devotion to God. If that is not achieved, rest of your jnana yoga, your karma yoga, nothing to do with. Because ultimately, the love should manifest in the heart. जैसे हनुमान जी का है, हनुमान जी ने कोई ऐसा ध्यान धारणा नहीं किया. He was just acting for Lord Ramchandra. He went to Lanka, he crossed over the ocean, many obstacles came, but he has unflinching devotion to Krishna or Lord Ramchandra. And he went to Lanka, he fired out all the Lanka, he destroyed everything in the Lanka. And finally approached Sita Maya and he said, I am the servant of Lord Ramchandra. But Sita at that time not ready to accept anyone as servant of Lord Chandra. He said, how can you prove yourself you are the servant of Lord? Please show me some proof. He said, this is the ring which Lord Ramchandra has given me. And which ring you had given to Lord Ramchandra in your wedding ceremony? Oh, this is, I know, no. You are the servant of Lord Rama. Please come. And she was just so happy by seeing Hanuman. She wanted to help. Hanuman said, Mother, don't worry. We all are there to rescue you from this Lanka at the hands of Ravana. And Lord Ramchandra specifically sent me to rescue you. So please worry, be sure. So then he approached to all other Vanar Sena, Lord Ramchandra. It shows the pure devotion without any tinge of selfish interest. Hanumana went to Lanka with so many obstacles. And in return, when he came, or the war is over, the Lord Ramchandra said to Hanuman, that my dear Hanuman, I am so happy with your devotion. Because of you only, this Ravana has destroyed. I got my, Sita is not like a wife of Lord Ramchandra. Please understand. Sita is the internal potency of Lord Ramchandra. It's not a material relationship with Lord Ramchandra. It's a wife. We termed it as a wife, just, yes, my wife or his wife or that wife. It is not a wife. His internal potency means expansion of Krishna. Expansion of Krishna is Radha. Radha's expansions are Durga, Saraswati, Lakshmi. And millions of Lakshmi came from Radharani. Millions of Lakshmi came from Sita Maya. So that is the original Sita or original Radharani or Lakshmi, whatever. So there is not a material body which Sita possesses, she is in distress like us. No. It is a Ramayana that Ramchandra has immense love for Radharani or Sita Maya, just like Krishna has immense love for Radharani. So Lord Ramchandra has immense love for Sita Maya, and for that purpose of dharma and adharma, he fought the battle and he killed Ravana. Actually, Ravana is nothing but our own devil propensity in the heart. The 10 heads of Rama represent the illusions in this heart, all the pride, ego, envy, lust, greed, anger. So all this anartha is seated in the heart, and one by one they are, attacking us day-to-day life. This Ravana is attacking us day-to-day. And if we are on the side of Rama, then we can overcome these anarthas, or we can at least conquer over these anarthas. We cannot hear the voices and act according to the Ravana's voices, but we can neglect these voices, we can conquer these voices from the within, and we just pray to Lord Ramchandra. I don't want this anger, I don't want this lust, I don't want this greed, but they are taking me day by day. Just like Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his prayers, he was praying, Chaya Vegadami, Chaya Dosha Shodhi, Chaya Guna Dehadase. I cannot control these 6 urges in the heart, but you are the Supreme Lord who can control these urges. I surrender fully unto your lotus feet. You control, you destroy these unhealthy. And that's how this devotional service manifests, by conquering all these unwanted things in the heart. So Krishna consciousness is not just meditating or serving or this and that, but making the people gentlemen, the society of gentlemen. हम सबको लगता है कि मेरे साथ अच्छा एक व्यक्ति हो जो मुझसे प्रेम करे, जो मुझे धोखा ना दे. दैट इज व्हाट जेंटलमैन मीन्स. जेंटलमैन का सोसाइटी बनाना है. जिसके हृदय में भगवान का भक्ति है वही जेंटलमैन बन सकता है, क्योंकि कृष्णा इज लविंग एवरीबॉडी रिस्पेक्टिव ऑफ सर्विंग कृष्णा, नॉट सर्विंग कृष्णा. सिमिलरली द जेंटलमैन इज सर्विंग एवरीबॉडी विदाउट रिजर्वेशन. वो कौन से गांव का है, मेरा भाई है, मेरा भाई नहीं है, वो कौन से गांव से आने दो, वो आया मंदिर में प्रसाद दे दो, कीर्तन करो उसके साथ में, दर्शन करो, कथा सुनो, यात्रा में जाओ उसके साथ में. बिकॉज कृष्णा लाइक्स दैट. कृष्णा इज लविंग एवरीबॉडी, सो आई लव एवरीबॉडी. Universal Brotherhood concept. So that is how this Krishna consciousness is the only way. Now in this verse, Tesha Jnani Nitya Yukta Ekar Bhakti Vishishyate Priyo Hi Jnaninyo Atyartha Aham Sachame Priya. Now he says, among these 4 classes, the only one class, what is this class? The knower of the absolute truth, Jnani. He is very, very dear to me, because in the previous life he practiced bhakti, and in this life he has a pure devotion to the Supreme Lord. He has no inclination for material profits, wealth, or any other position, prestige, He is looking for my grace, my pleasure. And that is why among all these, Ekar Bhakti Vishishyate, he is very dear to me. Sacha Mama Priya. इनमें से जो परम ज्ञानी है और शुद्ध भक्ति में लगा रहता है, वह श्रेष्ठ है, क्योंकि मैं उसे अत्यंत प्रिय हूँ और वह मुझे प्रिय है. भौतिक इच्छाओं के समस्त कलमश से मुक्त अर्थ जिज्ञासु, धनहीन तथा ज्ञानी ये सब शुद्ध भक्त बन सकते हैं, किंतु इनमें से जो परम सत्य का ज्ञानी है और भौतिक इच्छाओं से मुक्त होता है, वही भगवान का शुद्ध भक्त हो पाता है. इन 4 वर्गों में से जो भक्त ज्ञानी है और साथ ही भक्ति में लगा रहता है, वह भगवान के कथन अनुसार श्रेष्ठ है. ज्ञान की खोज करते रहने से मनुष्य को अनुभूति होती है कि उसका आत्मा उसके भौतिक शरीर से भिन्न है. अधिक उन्नति करने पर उसे निर्विशेष ब्रह्म तथा परमात्मा ज्ञान हो जाता है. जब वह पूर्णतः शुद्ध हो जाता है तो उसे ईश्वर के नित्य दास के रूप में अपनी स्वाभाविक स्थिति की अनुभूति होती है. इस प्रकार शुद्ध भक्त की संगति से अर्थ जिज्ञासु, धन का इच्छुक तथा ज्ञानी स्वयं शुद्ध हो जाते हैं. किंतु प्रारंभिक अवस्था में जिस व्यक्ति को परमेश्वर का पूर्ण ज्ञान होता है और साथ ही जो उनकी भक्ति करता रहता है, वह व्यक्ति भगवान को अत्यंत प्रिय होता है. जिसे भगवान की दिव्यता का शुद्ध ज्ञान प्राप्त होता है, वह भक्ति द्वारा इस तरह सुरक्षित रहता है कि भौतिक कलमश उसे छू भी नहीं पाते. द पॉइंट इज नॉट दैट कृष्णा इज नॉट लविंग रेस्ट ऑफ 3 कैटेगरीज. Krishna is loving all 4 categories with equal. But why he is so special, the Jnani is so special? Because he has a one pointed attention, no other inclination. He is fixed up in his devotion. And rest of Krishna is waiting, he is lifting them. Please come, more chant, more service, more association, more knowledge, more grace. 4 बच्चे होते हैं घर में, तो ऐसा नहीं कि एक को अच्छा कपड़ा दूसरे को खराब कपड़ा दे दे, पुराना लाके. ऐसे सबको अच्छा ही कपड़ा लाके देते फादर मदर, सब खाना अच्छा ही देते सबको. लेकिन जो पिताजी के चरण छूते हैं, विशेष आज्ञा पालन करते, पानी चाहिए क्या, मेडिसिन चाहिए क्या, उसको उठा के लेके जाना है वॉशरूम के लिए, महीना के लिए, बीमार है तो कुछ मदद करना चाहिए. सो द फादर इज मोर इंक्लाइन, मोर डियर, दैट सन इज मोर डियर टू द फादर. नेचुरली है किसी का भी. वैसे कृष्णा का नेचुरली इंक्लिनेशन है, द वन ही इज मोर inclined to make Krishna happy. How he Krishna can become happy? even if I am in distress, but I want to make Krishna's face happy. There's a story from Chaitanya Charitamrita. We don't have a time to speak the story. But when the kirtan was going on in Srivas Thakur's house, his son was left away. He passed away. And some Matajis came from inside and said, Srivas, your son has left. He was just 6 months old maybe. And Srivas said, it's okay. My Lord is happy chanting in the home. My son will go back to Godhead in this lifetime. I don't care for it. And he was just pleasing the Lord, chanting the holy name. And that's how the purity is inclinations to make Krishna happy, whether I am in distress. That is called Jnana, a pure devotee. So we'll have Kirtan now. Everyone should stand up. And if any question, comments, you can ask later me. But we'll begin this verse in the next class. 17 verse. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai.